Alright. And we're live.
Awesome. I'm just finishing up here, yeah, gathering some core wood.
Portal is good.
Trolls are not though. Hi, buddy. Listen, we can talk about this. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Is it a Grey Dwarf?
It's not a Grey Dwarf.
Oh!
It's a troll.
Oh, not the troll.
And Valheim recently did a patch, and I'm pretty sure it messed with the aggro range of trolls.
Oh, we're in trouble then, aren't we?
I'm gonna try and run to the base and get out of here. He's actually here. What an intro. I know. I wanted to steal some wood from the Dark Forest and wants it back.
I mean, isn't that kind of the Valheim experience?
Yeah.
The struggle?
Yeah, well, the struggle's there. I just wish they didn't run so fast, you know?
Yeah.
They're like ninjas.
A little bit.
I don't like how they creep up on you.
No. What is my inventory?
We're gonna fix that eventually.
Eventually. I was gonna get food and realized my inventory is full of random stuff that I don't need. Wait, I didn't need that. Let's see if I remember how to play this game. Feels like it's been a minute.
So, I think all we got planned for today is mining out a copper node and...
Where are your pants?
Okay, listen. Listen to me. They take 5% off my speed. I gotta say this because this is gonna be a running joke, and this is gonna happen way more often. I hate movement speed penalties. And with the cuirass and the pants, that's 10% of your movement speed. That's 1/10 of your movement speed down the drain for no reason. I'm not wearing pants for that reason.
Okay, I understand that. What I don't understand is you can fit all this in your pocket. It goes towards your weight, but it doesn't reduce your movement speed in inventory.
Yeah, as long as it's... Dude, that'd be a nauseous battle right there. Yeah, but I don't like movement speed penalties. I'm not a big fan, and if we're harvesting, I'm not wearing clothes. Absolutely not.
Oh no.
This will be a running thing for anybody watching. You know, I don't like wearing armor unless I need armor. I'll keep my helmet on, my safety cabeza, un cuidado cabeza. It's important to me. But the pants and the shirt, no shirt, no pants, and I still get service. Okay, here we go. Yeah, if we're roaming, I'm streaking. That's just the way that it is.
I'm glad we got that out of the way early.
Cool. Every time you notice, you're like, "Where are your pants?" And I have no good answers. All right, there is something in this ore chest over here for you.
Is there?
Yes. Pretty nifty item.
That is a nifty item. And that's I might have some of my inventory around to put that on a better button.
Yeah.
How often do we really use torches?
Torches?
Yeah.
I burned through torches like no other. I've made 7 torches so far this playthrough.
I'm still on my first one.
I use torches all the time. I don't like movement penalties, but we want to tell you what I don't like more than movement penalties? Darkness.
So I should keep that, huh?
Yeah, I keep torches. I'll use them. I wish we had a better torch.
I just went in my inventory.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, keep those, because they're super awesome and super good. And if y'all are not using torches in this game, I recommend it. You'll be happier.
Yeah. Okay, but I can put my hammer back.
Yeah, you don't need the hammer as much, but I don't know. I run into more like carry capacity issues than like different item capacity issues.
Yeah.
So it's totally preferenced, but
There's a bow over here, so the pickaxes can be next to each other. Because I'm a weirdo like that.
that's be a weirdo. However you want to play the game, be a weirdo and accept that.
Except
and
now
have
it
fun.
bugs me that the arrows aren't under the bow in my inventory. I know it doesn't matter.
I prefer, I have my armor on the right hand side under the 8 key, and then my arrows go next to my armor.
That's how I had it, but since
But then my bow's is in 3.
No.
And I like that.
Oh.
I know, inventory management. I find it so funny, the different players and how they view an organized inventory.
Yeah.
And then, but normally you do arrows, and then I know that there's like the Menenjord that increases your weight capacity, and then the lights.
Yeah.
And so I keep the 6 slots here for like utility, like the wishbone or all that.
That makes sense.
So it kind of fills itself out, but it does look weird. I'll be with you on the whole things aren't lined up.
I mean, if you know what where things go.
But I say I know what it do.
Oh, hey, before we get too far, we have this runestone over here that I don't think that I ever actually read.
Oh.
And if it's the one for the Greylings that we missed, I kind of want to read it.
Oh, go for it. I'm gonna gather up wood, that way we can set up a shelter over by the copper node.
Let me not run straight towards the neck without any weapons equipped. That'd be
I love the sound that they make.
I do it too.
Well, you're like, I'm fierce, but also puntable. I feel bad for them.
Oh.
I don't think that sound helps them in my journey of like feeling bad for the or feeling good about the necks.
You don't think so?
No, because they're like really angry ducklings. They're not geese. Like they don't have the like geese. You're a goose. I'm not gonna fight you. You're kind of intimidating with the hisses, but the necks, they don't have any of that going for them.
No, the necks aren't really intimidating.
No.
They're very cute,
They're very
actually.
cute. But that becomes an issue because I do in fact have to swing my club.
Does it make it better that they're vicious and they hit you first?
No, because it's almost like a puppy. A really terrible way to describe it, but like a puppy thinking that it's the boss.
I kind of wish you could tame them because they are
see if they were
genuinely
tameable,
adorable.
that would be really cool. I don't know what they do for you. Maybe if they would skim flint off the bottom of the water would be a cool.
Ooh.
Would be like a cool ability.
Or gather stuff that you accidentally drop in the water.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make him like a fighter pet, like the
no.
wolves and stuff, and I don't really see him as like a food source like the boar. But honestly, as like a scout companion that would like swim and collect items,
Yeah,
I'd be down
cool.
with that. That would be really cool.
Can you imagine like a little neck companion with a little hat that just follows you around everywhere?
You can give him like a helmet to give him some armor in the
Yeah.
event that he is hit. Yeah, that would be cool. I'd be behind that update 100%. Game devs, if you're listening, you ever get to see this, write that down. We the people know what we want.
Hey, this whole premise was to like remake yourself in basically purgatory. You get to farm crops, why can't you have animals?
There's some semblance of peace, like raising up and like gardens and stuff. I'm with you. I wish that the neck wasn't completely aggressive.
Yeah.
And just unbearable to be around. Like, you can hang out with them and they're kind of fun while they chase you, but eventually, they follow you for so long that it's not even like a river territory issue. Like, they're just aggressive.
Yeah.
Which makes me feel bad because then I have to be aggressive and we're not the same.
Yeah. Oh, hey, welcome in.
So,
Hey, Zeal, we have a viewer.
what we got? What we got?
Synchroma?
Oh, you know, I
That's
remember
new.
Synchroma. What was it? Your dust stream.
I think so.
Yeah, Synchroma
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
Happy to have you with us.
Yeah.
Happy for you to stop in and
Thanks for lurking.
lurking around. Appreciate it. So I don't know if we're doing any like crazy fights today. I think today is a harvest day,
Yeah.
but I'm sure we got some awesome stories and we'll figure that out. I have a copper node just
Yeah.
south of here.
Cool.
Go up the big hill. Do you have an ecophere?
I should. I can't see that corner of my screen, but yes, I do.
Off that. Let's go for real. And then, do we want to do a carts? Probably. That'll be a later thing.
Sure.
I wonder if we'll see a Fenrir again.
Oh gosh, please no. Do not
I
shoot
like
the
fighting
Fenrir.
them, man. They're so fun to fight. And when they're on the edge of the mountain, there's not even an excuse not to want to fight them.
Except for...
Because you don't have to fight them in the snow, you get to be warm. And they're only going to lunge at you like 20 times with our current gear.
Uh-huh.
And if you mess up once, you're done.
That's what I mean. They're way stronger than we are right now. I don't think it's a good idea to go picking fights with things you know
I'll
you can't
fight
beat.
God if he shows his face. Odin's like, we're gonna strike this one down real quick.
And he deserves it too. I don't want to be in this biome. I don't like that music change.
I'm freezing, I'm taking damage. The copper node's like right on the edge of this place though, which is really unfortunate. I wonder if we'll even be able to mine this one. I'm still taking damage.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Also kinda got like the hunting party going on.
Right. Oh, and to add on to my earlier thing about, yeah, raising animals.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a farming sim. It doesn't need to be another Stardew.
Oh yeah, we've had enough of farming sims.
I mean...
I think a couple boar is nice, but other than that... Or wolves. I think wolves are worth having around.
Wolves would be cool, yeah.
But, yeah. At least this copper node looks friendlier. It doesn't look like there's a ton of stuff around it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to work on creating a little alcove for a repair bench.
Sure. You want me to get started on mining around it?
Yeah. Just trying to get to a depth.
Yeah.
How is Synchroma doing this morning, you know? Hopefully this morning doesn't feel as rushed as ours. That'd be
Oh man,
kind of a rough one.
Quite the adventure today.
So, I hope the wheat's going well too. Just there's so many things to be busy with, and especially juice for us. Might be around more on the streams for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which will be kind of weird.
Yeah. Well. Oh man.
Not weird in a bad way. Just
Oh, weird. I'm not the only one to not be working.
nah, you're kind of a workaholic. You take after your really.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Hey, you know what though? What else can you do with a chronic heart condition? That's kind of the real thing. I'm excited though. Surgery on the 28th, and then I'll be down for 2 weeks. What in the troll?
Oh my
I saw
God.
his leg like stick into the ravine. I was like, what is that? Sir, You're. I don't like the way you're looking at me.
I don't like it either.
What the hell? We're just gonna screenshot that. That's uncomfy right there.
I know.
He just like peered into the hole. He's like, I see you.
Oh, and he's still watching. I don't appreciate.
I don't. Oh, he's throwing rocks. Like throwing rocks. Oh, this is unfortunate. Let's try and dig this out a little bit, like more inward. Maybe not to be right next to that dude.
Yeah.
I'm so scared of him falling in right
I
now.
am too. I don't want to be stuck in here with him.
Hey, it's fine. Throw your rocks, throw your stones. You know, knock your lack. Yeah, you just keep your foot. Hey, listen, listen.
Hey, no! Oh my gosh.
Oh, we are in so much danger.
We are. I don't think
know.
we were.
There was nothing in the survival booklet for this.
Oh my gosh, no!
Okay, I can take the gray dwarf. Oh, you were such a problem right now.
I don't like
no.
this.
Oh.
We should have known that mining anything was not going to be a peaceful experience.
I was really hoping that this guy would not be here.
Can I just shoot him with a bow, or is that gonna
I
make it
think
worse?
that's the no. I think that's the move right now. I think as long as he's on the outside, kind of aim for his face.
Gotta aim higher, I guess.
Yeah, my dude shoots arrows out of his caps. It looks
We
like.
got a shot on it.
That's fine. Shamans are fine. Just help this dude. I can fight anything except for that.
He ran away from us.
Okay, you know what? As long as he runs away, I'm cool with that.
Except I think he's healing.
That's a future problem.
That's a future problem. Hey!
Oh
hey,
my god!
Dude!
He's not healing.
He was getting a bunch of +2s.
Yeah, this is a problem.
This is a huge problem.
I mean, we do 42 damage per shot, so it's not terrible.
Yeah.
I kind of wish he stopped throwing rocks in here, though. That would be, like, really cool.
Amazing. Yeah.
I don't know how many arrows I have.
I don't know.
That's a 1 star, too.
Yes, it is. Oh, the angles are so
Oh,
weird.
there's a brute.
I saw. Can you
Great archery
stay right
skill.
there?
This is horrifying.
Oh. Nobody ever said this was a peaceful game.
No, but nobody also said you were gonna get cornered by a troll, a brute, and a shaman.
Yeah, no, hey bud. I think we lost it.
No, I didn't lose him. He's just roaming around weird.
Yeah. Well, I don't see his name anymore. Which does not make me feel better.
I mean, I don't see the troll either popping out here,
Okay.
so that's good.
That
Oh,
is-
never mind. He's coming your way.
I see him, I see him. Hey, buddy! He's not really a brat, buddy. Can you, maybe stop going places I can't hit you? I appreciate.
Oh, this is terrible, terrible news.
You didn't die, did you?
I didn't die, but there's 2 shamans out here.
Oh, there's not just one?
No,
Oh, we're,
oh, now I'm dead.
I'm a little control.
Yeah, I actually feel safer around that rock there.
I got him! I got him!
I regret my choices. You killed him?
Yeah!
Cool. I have like the largest hunting party ever.
I'm, not following you up. I'm going back to mining now.
Oh, this is the end for me. I've been poisoned.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. Heckin' dead. Heckin' dead, but I lured them away from you, maybe.
Maybe.
They're probably
I'm
coming.
gonna lure them right back, but...
That's it. They're coming back. That was...
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care about you.
Mm-mm.
I'm hoping for a quick grab on my stuff, and I'll be back if they're enjoying you.
Yeah. How's your jerky stick?
My cheese sticks is great.
Mm.
So,
What was that flavor you tried earlier? Was it better than the super spicy one?
yeah, it was like a honey ham beef jerky.
Mm.
It's pretty good.
It sounds good.
This one's okay. It's like overly processed cheddar.
Oh, gross. I keep forgetting I have smiley fries.
So,
But you won't eat them because I contaminated them with vinegar.
oh well, to each their own, I suppose.
It's better than ketchup, man. That's how
Oh.
that started anyway.
That's fair. Ketchup's pretty bad. I'm not. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. For ketchup enjoyers, you know, you're incorrect. Uh,
But yeah, no, seriously. People did malt vinegar with their fries because it's ketchup without the sugar and tomato. They made ketchup after.
well, maybe it is better then.
But it has to be malt vinegar. There's a difference. Apple cider vinegar is a good second, but still not as good.
Apple cider vinegar is gross. Dude.
It's better than white vinegar
Oh, I
on
know.
fries.
I have tried with all of my heart to do the apple cider vinegar. Like you see it a lot with like health benefits.
Yeah. Yeah.
People will scream. What's up?
Oh,
Hi there.
you brought the party with you.
The world is pain.
Did you have the stuff to make the workbench?
I do
Okay.
actually. Oh, hold on. Yeah, no, I do.
Okay, cool, because my axe broke.
Let's just I really need that from him.
Yeah, no, I got you. Well, he wasn't here before.
Well,
Let me at it.
tell that to him.
Oh gosh, please. I was lagging so bad for a second.
Is that usable?
Yes. Back to normal.
I'm doing a fire ring to hopefully keep some of the lower grade orbs out of here.
Oh, that's a smart idea, yeah. It makes it easier to see, too, so... I'm not complaining. Those shamans are unnerving, though.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to the Black Forest experience. I'm gonna put on some armor now.
Yeah, you should do that.
Turns out,
You do want pants?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a chroma set. More pants.
So you mentioned you were probably going to be here for future streams more often
Oh,
because of the
that's right.
surgery. Do you want
Yeah.
to explain what you're having done?
Oh, sure, of course. Any questions are welcome. I'm getting a pacemaker put in at the age of 24. I was born with a heart defect, as they call it, SVT.
What does that stand for?
So really long science name here is supraventricular tachycardia. And this is actually a atrial flutter in your atriums, your upper chambers of your heart. You have 4 chambers. You have 2 upper atriums and then 2 lower ventricles. But this defect affects your atriums more than your ventricles. Essentially, my heart is repeating electrical signals for a heartbeat, and then they go out of tune, and then they basically like tag each other. You know, you have a sinus node in your heart, and then there's a filament that receives the electrical impulse, and he says, okay, I've received an input, I'm going to shut down for a little bit, and then I'm going to turn back on. Like, as like a delay time in between triggers.
Sounds like a vicious loop.
It is very vicious loop, because I actually have 3 of those. And so what happens is one gets a signal, says, hey, I'm going to shut down for a little bit, but I have additional ones that say, oh, I'm also going to take that signal, but because I'm at a different part of the heart, I'm going to do it at a different rate. And then when they deselect the electrical signal, they actually send out their own. So then the 3 are looping between each other, which causes my heart to go up to like 265 beats per minute. And for anyone who's done any research on hearts, it's almost like filling a Ziploc bag up halfway full of water and then shaking it.
So I know that number is high and that's bad. What's it supposed to be at?
For someone who is like relatively in shape and fit, it can be as low as 60 beats per minute in an average person.
At what point does it start being high enough for concern?
Generally speaking, 100 is what you consider tachycardic, and that's a really fancy word for like fast heartbeat. So, and the issue isn't when you hit 100, because in exercising people can hit like upwards of like 150 heart rate.
Right, but as a resting heart rate,
but as
that's
a resting
really high.
heart rate, it's really high. It's really high. And so what mine will do is it'll kick up to 265 as like my repetition threshold. And it'll stay like that for hours on end if I don't go with intervention.
Ooh.
And that's really bad. There's no part of that that's good.
No.
Normally it's getting shot up with there's 2 different drugs. One's called adenosine, and what it does is it actually stops your heart for a little bit. That way it can reset the electrical signals. It shuts down all the filaments in the heart and prevents them from taking in signaling. So the issue is that I've mentioned SVT, supraventricular tachycardia, and most people have this. In fact, 80% of the population has this heart issue.
That's crazy that it's not as well known then.
Well, you don't normally start seeing issues with it until you're like 80. So 80% of the population has this filament, like genetic discourse, where you're predisposed to having an additional heart filament that does more harm than good. But only like 10% of those people actually see an issue with it.
Interesting.
Because the body's very good at like self-recognition and understanding what's wrong with it, and the way that your body just knows. It's like, we've grown to prevent this issue. And mine didn't, because I was like a really early preemie. I missed those developmental milestones from being a preemie.
Damn.
So what makes my case really weird is that I actually have 2 heart condition issues. I have SVT and VT. And VT is ventricle tachycardia. So supraventricular means above the ventricles, which is your atriums. That's what that translates to medically. And then ventricular tachycardia is more rare. But normally you end up with one or the other if you have either of them.
So you won the lottery.
I won the lottery. So normally ventricular tachycardia is when the filament is in your lower ventricles, and it's causing electrical discourse through your ventricles. I actually have I have 3 additional fibers, remember? So one of my fibers is in my upper left atrium and my upper right atrium, but then I have this one that's in my lower ventricle. And the reason why it's so bad is because that filament is right next to my sinus node in my heart. That's what's responsible for like your electrical conduction. So not only did I have one, but my supraventricular tachycardia overtakes diagnostics of ventricular tachycardia. And because it's obscenely rare to have both, you know, if it walks like a horse, it is a horse, and normally not a zebra.
Sure, yeah.
But in my case, it is a zebra because the SVT, when doing like diagnostics for figuring out what my heart problem was, it actually overthrows the ventricular because it's more present. So for the first 3 years since I was 16, we were under the assumption that I had like a really weird form of supraventricular tachycardia, which I mentioned adenosine as being one of the drugs that helps combat this issue.
Yeah.
There are 2. The other one's called cardizem. Cardizem is actually scarier than adenosine.
Really?
Yes, because it stops your heart for longer.
Oh.
Now, adenosine going in feels like venom being pushed into your veins. You end up getting like really, really hot, like a bad snake bite.
Ooh.
And it goes through like your entire body. It does not feel good. Cardizem doesn't really feel like anything.
Interesting.
And it's really cool to get used because it stops your heart for so long that when cardizem's administered, your heart rate will actually flatline. And people have been known to like pass out for a couple seconds while using it. And I don't have that issue because it treats my ventricular tachycardia.
Huh. That definitely sounds like a last resort kind of medication.
Yeah, it is. And here's the kicker. Adenosine that treats SVT is actually counterproductive when treating VT.
Oh.
And it puts stress on your ventricles. So then when I get adenosine, it actually makes my heart condition worse. Like significantly worse. We go from...
So treating one makes the other worse.
It makes the other worse, yes. So I would go from 253 beats per minute, and after adenosine it would go up to 280.
Ooh.
285, because it actually stresses out the muscle. And then at those rates, complications with that kind of heart rate is your heart is like a cycle system.
Yeah.
You've heard of like the love-dove cycle.
No.
So, really? So when you look at a heartbeat, it's love-dove. So love is when your atriums are collapsing, which pushes blood down into the heart system, into your ventricles. And then that dove is the release, but it's also the contraction of your ventricles, which is what pushes blood into your system.
Oh. Okay.
So atriums are gravity-filled. And the reason this is important is because if your atriums are failing, you're actually not, like, totally in the woods. It's not good, but it's not, like, death.
Mm-hmm.
Because gravity will siphon blood into your atrium, and it'll help with, like, their contraction.
Yeah.
But having weak ventricles means that you're not actually getting a good blood pressure, which means that your blood isn't moving the way that it should be, which leads to clots, which leads to, like, deoxygenated muscle.
Jeez.
Which can cause you to black out.
Yeah.
That's why this heart what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Complication. There we go. Complication is so rough and such a dangerous thing to play with. So they want to get a pacemaker put in to make sure that the ventricles don't fail.
Did you have the heart surgery before?
I have.
Fix that?
So this is what caused the need for a pacemaker. So at first, my heart was overly conductive. So the medical solution to that is to basically burn the inside wall of the heart to create scar tissue.
Oh.
And that makes the heart less conductive. Because of where my filaments were when they cauterized my heart to stop the original arrhythmia,
Yeah.
they damaged my electrical node. And because of that, my body had to make new electrical pathways, and it skips over my left ventricle. So my left ventricle is no longer getting the electrical output or input that it needs to work correctly, which leads to skipping beats. And people with like a AFib will have this happen where their heart flutters a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not uncommon. But my issue is that I'm not just skipping 1 or 2 beats, I'm skipping like 5 or 6.
That sounds absolutely insane.
And what happens is it feels like I get my chest like kicked in because my heart stopped. My ventricle didn't collapse, my heart stopped for the duration. That cycle wasn't being completed. And they're worried that, you've seen in the movies how they like shock a person to like bring them back if they're like flatlining. So it's similar to that. My heart is doing that on its own, like turning back on.
Mm-hmm.
But they're afraid that it won't do that in the future. Like if the damage gets worse, if the scar tissue builds up too much. So they want to put one in as kind of an insurance policy.
Yeah. But it's not a full pacemaker, right?
It is and it isn't. So back then, pacemakers have a really interesting history about being super like dangerous. Microwaves were dangerous, X-rays were dangerous, anything magnetic was extremely dangerous, and that was true. Because back then, pacemakers were actually installed on the outside of your body as a defibrillator to give the heart a shot. But due to medical advancements over the last 20 years, we went to a generation called like regular like pacemakers with leads, and those were, hold on, I'm running to an inventory crunch here. Those were really like the first step of the new generation where they got put into the body. It required like open heart surgery, and those were sketchy. Don't get me wrong. I'm very glad that the one that I'm getting is nothing like that. But those had leads, and new models still do. However, we've also come up with a medical pacemaker that's a leadless pacemaker. Get out of here. It's called a leadless pacemaker, and that's what I'll be having put in. And it looks like a pill with like fish hooks, and they just screw it into the heart wall.
Interesting.
And it's very like pretty minorly invasive. They have to cut me open a little bit to put it into a vein, because veins are actually around the heart are pretty big. It's not something that people think about too much, but
It makes sense.
but you know, your aorta has a pretty big vein opening,
Yeah.
and they're just gonna, you know, do a little bit of work there, and I should be awake for the whole thing.
Really?
Yep. And I was for my heart ablations too. They don't want you to sleep because sleeping actually disturbs your heart rhythm, and it makes it harder to detect arrhythmias.
That makes sense.
So they want you as awake as possible. They don't want to make you uncomfortable, but you know, they're
Sure.
you have to deal with this kind of stuff.
So is there any kind of painkiller, or is it like...
Not ingested. Like they give you a little bit through like an IV.
Sure.
But the real thing that they use to prevent pain, that's just to make you like more calm.
Yeah.
That doesn't reduce your pain. It might reduce like your mental capacity for pain by making you more lenient, I guess is the right word for it. But it doesn't take away pain.
Sure.
It's just your perception of physical stimuli, I guess is the right wording for it. They use lidocaine, like what you get in the dentist. Yeah, they use lidocaine and they give you a shot over by where they're cutting. That poor deer. Oh no! Don't touch that. Oh,
buddy.
oh my god. Oh. Oh, this poor Greydorf here too. He's like, this is not it.
I'm gonna put the deer out of its misery.
I'm gonna take him out. Okay.
He ran up to where it was freezing and the fire went out and he was just suffering and panicking, man. I had to do it.
So they use lidocaine. They numb up the skin before they like make any incisions. It's amazing what you can do under like local anesthetic.
Sure.
But as far as like they don't do like a what's it called when they C-spine, like a channel blocker or something. They do it for pregnancies.
Oh,
I'm spacing out on it. They don't do that.
What is the word?
I'm spacing on it, but like
I know what you're talking about, where they take the needle and they put it in your spine to block
so
epidural.
Yeah, so they don't do anything like that. It's not like your wisdom teeth where they knock you out with like laughing gas or anything like that. It is very like awake. Like I'll be able to look at all the scanners and all that fun stuff, and won't have too many issues there.
You're not the usual OSHA inspector.
So, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of things to compare it to, but really, it's pretty non-invasive as far as surgeries can go.
This is good for you.
But the issue is that because I have to screw the aperture into my heart wall, it does cause like a lot of like physical strain on the heart. So after that surgery, I won't be able to go to work for like 2 whole weeks. I'll be hit with a 10-pound weight restriction, which is pretty terrible. Yeah.
I love how you're more upset about not being able to go to work than you are about having surgery.
I like my job, and I'm used to this whole surgery talk. I mean, 3 heart ablations. This is just like another, like, guess we're doing this today kind of deal.
I guess that makes sense. You're just really used to it. It's been part of your life for so many years.
I think we're going on 16. I'm 24. So
8 years.
8 years.
Give or take.
So, and it was funny actually. The story. I think the stories leading up to this moment, like when I first found out that I had a heart condition, is like the funniest story. I always tell people, I'm like, you know, you gotta lie and say that I got into like a knife fight with a bear, which triggered my heart problem. The real reason, I was doing jump rope in gym class. And it was my first hour gym, and I'm over there jumping rope, and my heart kind of just like went into overdrive.
Ooh.
And I didn't really think about heart conditions because you're 16, you know.
Why would you?
Why the hell would you even think about that kind of stuff? So I didn't, and my heart kept racing, and I'm like, wow, you know, I was doing really good. I was exercising so good. My heart's just like. You know, you run, your heart beats fast, but this was like really fast and very like, it's not like a normal like, not like a bump 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 bump, but it was like bump 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 bump. It's like the rhythm was like all screwed up, and that's because my heart was like, it wasn't beating properly. So I actually went through all of my classes for that day. I went through all of them. I was like, man, you know, heart rate will slow. I'll give it a little bit of time. And it never slowed down. I ended up reaching my law education class for like court and stuff like that. It was just like a law class. I don't really remember the name for it, but we studied like court cases and what those court cases like did for the change of like society.
Yeah.
I think one that gets thrown around is like Wade v. Roe.
Yeah.
It is like really still spotlighted on, and we talked about that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna go crazy on the
Yeah. No.
legal stuff here. There's better places for it. But mind you, I'm 16 and I'm sitting there in first hour, and at this point I'm just annoyed. I could not be more bummed out and annoyed that my heart rate is still like insanely fast. So I told the teacher, I'm like, I have to go. At this point I'm starting to feel dizzy. I'm like sweating really bad because for that entire day I was essentially running a marathon according to my heart. And it was like a 6-hour stretch between first hour and last hour.
Surprised you didn't do something about it sooner.
Oh yeah, I should have actually. I got to the nurse's office and I was like, yeah, my heart's like just going really quick, guys. And they put the little oximeter on me, the little finger thing that tells you what your heart rate is. And it actually read a crisp 80. Which was funny because I was like, man, my heart, no, it's like 100 beats a minute. It's like insane fast.
Yeah.
And they actually wrote it off as I'm having a panic attack and that I'm overreacting. And so they gave me some crackers. And come on. I have a heart disease that affects like 1% of 1% of people. How are they gonna know? They're like a bunch of school nurses.
Okay, but school nurses suck anyway.
Well, I don't think they suck, but like
gym class
they did
also sent me to urgent care, and the nurse said that I burst a blood vessel and to go back to class with an ice pack.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So they went off what the oximeter said, and the oximeter said I had a perfectly good heart rate. It was a little quick, but it wasn't like bad. So if your heart rate isn't synchronized, oximeters don't actually tell you anything. It actually freaks out the machinery on them. So my heart rate was so fast that it didn't know what to do, so it just like lied. So I ate a pack of crackers and drank a thing of water, and they thought maybe it was like a blood sugar, maybe I'm having a panic attack. And I just sat there, and my only thought was, first off, I hate crackers. Hate chips, hate crackers. I'm not a cracker person. Second off, this isn't helping. I still feel like shit.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, okay, well, you still say that like your heart rate's like not 80, like you're saying it's way faster than that. And they finally got like a real stethoscope and did it by hand. And let me tell you, the nurse in the room with me had seen a ghost when she took my pulse. Because once she took my real pulse, she realized how like out of whack it was. And you know what's bad when they look at you and the only thing they say is, "You're still talking to me." That was literally what she said. That's what she said to me. "You're still talking to me." And I looked at her and I said, "Yeah, you haven't upset me in any way. What's up?" And completely ignorant to the amount of danger that I've been in for the last 7 hours.
Yeah.
And when she explained it to me, she's like, "Your heart rate is so fast that you're not pumping blood." And I haven't been for like hours.
Medical mystery.
So she's like, "I'm gonna call you an ambulance," and mind you, we're in the time of like ambulances might as well be like a death sentence. Like they're so expensive, and I was old enough to understand that like my family could not afford an ambulance. It would cripple us.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I was like, I'm not getting in an ambulance. If you call them here, I'm gonna refuse it, and I'm not taking an ambulance. There is no situation where I take one willingly.
Right.
And so they call my mom, and my mom is a very hardworking person, and she, like, that's all she did growing up was work, and we were still like really struggling to get by. and I feel like that's something that a lot of people can relate to. But she ended up taking me to the ER, and it was like a super scary thing because at first, well, I have a pretty weird sense of humor around this stuff, and just not realizing like the utter catastrophe that is danger. We get in there, and the doctor, we come in there, we're like, hey, he has a really fast heart rate. He has a really fast heart rate, and we are in so much danger.
We're in so much trouble.
Here they come. And so I get there, and the doctor has as much news as we have, which is that I have a fast heart rate, I'm young, there's nothing wrong with me, it's just like a really bad panic attack. Is literally his assumption. So he gets in there, and they hook up the pulse. I like how they're all standing there.
Me too. I don't like the shaman up there, but the fact that they're just politely waiting.
I'm just gonna...
They don't like the fire.
You guys are doing really good. I just...
Not the brute! Oh my gosh. We were doing so good.
Yeah, hold on, this story time.
Yeah.
Yeah, things have gotten really fast.
Yes, they did. Our lives are a little more important than the story time right now.
I mean, story time is my life. Simmer down there, Cujo.
You know what I mean.
Why do the brutes hit harder than my father?
Is that why your father was halfway across the country?
No. My parents have been divorced, dude.
Well, yeah.
Like, for a long time. No, my dad actually flew in after this heart issue. He flew in and, like, came and visited for, like, a month. And he stayed with us to make sure that I was okay.
That's good.
But, we get to the doctor, and he's like, oh, all right, Anthony, what seems to be the problem? And I wasn't fully hooked up to, like, any of the gear that they have, like the EKG leads or anything. So he was still, like, fun and games, still like a panic attack kind of deal.
Yeah.
And then when we finally got it hooked up to real EKG leads, my heart rate was 238. And that's really bad, especially since I haven't been running for the last 7 hours, and that this has been going on for 7 hours.
Yeah.
I actually had like really high levels of muscle damage because the heart was going so fast that it essentially was shredding itself.
Ooh.
And so when his face saw the lead, it was no longer like fun and game jokes. He's like, I need a crash cart in here like 20 seconds ago. And the room got really full of like medical personnel really fast. There were like nurses that started like poking holes in me with medical like intake.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I looked like a corded pinata with how many IVs were thrown in, and it was very like that was the moment that it like really set in that I'm like in danger. And they gave me adenosine first because adenosine is actually safer than cardizem, and which then spiked my heart rate even more. And mind you, my mom is like sitting on the other side of this room crying.
Yeah.
Because her kid is like this doesn't happen to people. And so it was like a very scary time. And we left there after getting cardizem. Cardizem was like the mystery drug that fixed everything. And that was like the first ever heart episode, and I remember it like every detail. And that was like the kickoff of what we thought would be the end. Like, we're like, okay, he's got a heart condition, so he just needs to take, like, these Cardizen pills. And I would experience what is called bleed-through episodes. And bleed-through episodes is just when you're on a medication to stop something and that thing happens anyways. My body was unresponsive to all medications. Or instead of having a pacemaker, I would just take a pill form of a drug that would, like, fix it. And, yeah, that didn't work.
Clearly.
So that's why I had heart ablations to begin with. That's not normally, like, their first thing. And especially when you're, like, 16 years old, they don't want to do a pacemaker.
No.
Because pacemakers, at the time, had to be changed out every, like, 5 to 10 years, batteries, which led to infection risk.
Right.
Which led to your 16, which means you'll probably have to have your batteries changed out, like, 7 times in your lifetime.
That's a lot when you put it that way.
Yeah. And each time we have to completely open you up, like, chest to sternum.
Yeah, that's...
For open heart surgery.
That's a heart surgery every couple... Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
To put on a teenager.
You know, when people who normally get this issue, they're already, like, 80, 90, they have to do it once. And they'll probably die before their pacemaker does. And that's really morbid thought, but the truth is like, you don't normally experience heart issues until the end of life.
Sure.
So that was the apprehension, and then, so we did the heart ablations where they send a wire up into your heart, and then they basically just start burning the interior lining of your heart, hoping to hit the arrhythmia spot and damaging it. The goal is to damage the heart through a heart ablation, because I had a conduction issue.
Sounds counterintuitive, but it makes sense.
So I was overly conductive, so the heart ablations make me less conductive.
Yeah.
And it was during the first heart ablation that they found out that I don't have SVT. Even though all of my EKGs work off of a 5-lead system, and 5-lead systems cannot track ventricular tachycardia. So they were giving me the wrong kind of medications because I didn't have what they thought I had. And during mid-surgery, I remember being awake, and the doctors all looked at each other and said that they weren't qualified to continue.
Oh shit.
Because they found new evidence using a 6-lead AKG instead of a 5-lead, that I actually had a electrical receptor abnormality that was counterintuitive to an SVT diagnosis. And doctors are very good doctors, however, this wasn't... My surgeries don't help this issue. At least not where they were looking. They, going from into your left atrium is a lot easier than going into your left ventricle.
Mm-hmm.
Because in order to go to your left ventricle, you have to go through heart valves, which is more dangerous. So at the time, they were like, okay, well, let's move to like more like internal medication things instead of taking this kind of risk.
Right.
And the medications didn't work. I did that for a couple of years where I was just going to the ER like every other day, which is really tough on the heart. So with that, they didn't work, so then they're like, well, we can't just have this kid taking medications that don't work. Like, quality of life, I would say, was at an all-time low. I wasn't doing anything, I dropped out of track and field, I, like, became very reclusive. It was really taking, like a psychological toll.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do anything, I couldn't even go up and down park benches without triggering an episode. So we moved forward with the surgery because the risk outweighed the life implication that it was currently taking. And because of that, the scar tissue built up too much, which is leading us to where we are now. As kind of a fast-forward summary of it.
That also kind of explains part of the reason you don't seem very bothered about the pacemaker, because you've already gone through a lot worse than
Oh, if I had to choose between going to the ER every other day or getting a pacemaker, it's a mindless decision.
yeah.
I mean, if my choice is get a pacemaker and, live a life, versus don't get a pacemaker, be afraid of your heart shutting down at all times of your day.
Yeah.
The quality of life versus the risk is significant.
It's no contest, yeah.
Right, like, it's not even a thought.
Right. It's an obvious choice.
And so there are risks with the pacemaker, but
Always.
there's a risk with not being able to do anything.
Yeah.
And if I had to choose being able to live life without fear of like blacking out, because that's really what could happen. I could I could just black out, heart doesn't start back up, and I wouldn't even know it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even know it.
Which is really scary, and not just for you, but for everyone around you too.
So we'll definitely move forward with the surgery and give updates, but I don't know what I'm gonna do for 2 weeks, because I work. That's what I do. That's my thing. I'm very good at my job, and I like my job.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like my work. Sometimes I really don't like my job, but the reality of it is I like what I do.
No, that makes sense.
And I wouldn't say that it's what I dreamed about growing up, but I don't think anybody does what they truly dreamed about as a kid.
No.
But I found joy in it, and I think that that's an important thing to really have in life. And if the choice is to not do this and then not do that because of it, a 2-week break is not going to hurt me.
No.
It's probably better for me.
Probably. You need a vacation, so.
Oh, jeez. Oh, buddy. Here we go.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna hurt.
And I've got to see so many, awesome people through the journey of it. My first heart surgery, my heart ablation. It's kind of hard to call it a surgery. It doesn't feel like one, but I guess it is. They let in a bunch of med students because of how rare my heart condition is. They wanted to be able to log literature of it and do a teaching for students who are entering the field. And I thought that was really cool. I've always been one to support learning.
That is really cool.
And they thought that they were going to be really offensive and invade my privacy with it. They were like, is it okay if they watch? They're just first year med students that really want to see it. And I how could you say no?
Right.
Where do you begin? But mind you, it's really easy to say, how could you say no? But I was buck naked on a table.
Oh no.
And before they brought in a bunch of strangers that I have no clue who they are. Turns out they don't like your clothes in surgery. And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty awkward. I was also really awkward with my mom because before surgery they have to shave the incision site because hair is actually a contaminant.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately for me, their incision point is right above the groin area on the thigh.
Mm.
So this dude comes in, we're waiting. It's pre-op. It's the day before surgery, and I'm in the hospital room, and they're like doing their rounds and stuff, and some dude comes up over to me, and he says, "I need to see you real quick," and he like lifts up my gown in front of my mom, who's sitting right there, and shaves me.
Oh my gosh.
Shaves my, you know, my business. Without even asking.
They didn't even warn you?
No, dude came in hot as hell and was like, "I need to see you real quick," and then fucking...
Dude, at least take you to dinner first.
That's exactly what I told him. I said that to him while he was doing it in my room, in front of my mom, in front of me. The dude have him like, is he gonna buy me dinner first or something, or what? And then, dude was out just as fast as he was in. I don't know what kind of razors they got, but let me tell you something. They're good. They do. I don't know what I was more mad about. The fact that like I got no warning, or the fact that I was impressed by his shaving skills. And
That's hilarious.
But yeah. So that was a whole thing. This copper's not quitting.
No, it's not.
Let me I got some couple strategies here. But yeah, just a really, like, there's some things that you can't begin to make up.
Truth is stranger than fiction.
And yeah, so that was really cool. I went and had this lady on my second heart ablation. She was doing the IV lines and everything.
Yeah.
And she was new. She had never done an IV line. And they, like I said, it was a teaching hospital that I went to for all of my surgeries. So they asked me, they're like, "Hey, are you okay with someone, you know, who's never done an IV line poking around?" And like I said, I've never been one to turn down learning. So I said, "Fuck it, here's my arm. Let's see what you got." This lady could not hit a vein. It was the funniest shit ever. Over and over. I had to been poked 16 different times. My arms were bruised beyond hell. Because she was really struggling, and she wasn't American. And that's nothing against her, but she had a really thick accent, like she traveled over here.
Yeah.
And you just know. You just know. You do. And she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." She had a very like strong not Russian, but a very cool, like, gypsy kind of dialect.
Oh,
it was very cool. It was very cool to listen to her, but she kept saying like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll get it next time." And she kept trying, and bless her heart, she's such an old lady, and she was awesome, but she could not hit a vein. Not once. And by the end of that, they looked at my arm before surgery, and they're like, "You're like, what happened to you?" And I'm like, "You let that lady in."
I'm trying so hard. I'm stuck. Please.
Hey, Robin, I just got a message. Brenda wants to know where her nest went.
What?
Do you remember that bird? That mourning dove?
Yeah, the one that
That, like, disappeared?
yeah.
She's back.
I thought maybe could you help me?
I don't know how to help you.
Neither do I.
So yeah, I mean the hurt thing, it's been an adventure, and I'm happy. I'm not happy to get the surgery, but I'm happy that I live in a time and world where modern medicine is way cooler than healing crystals.
Oh, I made it.
I don't know how to help you.
I got it. We're good.
I'm gonna try and...
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the real big thing there, as far as my heart condition goes. And I've always been very open about like what that means for me versus like what it involves. It's odd, I think, is the easiest way to place it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish this dude would stop throwing rocks at me.
I know, he's so rude.
Yeah, baby!
We got it.
A hero was born,
Yeah.
and Greylings were slain.
Yes. Par for the course. You know.
So let's get everything in the chest.
Yeah. Do you maybe wanna take care of the brute before we start loading out here?
Hold on, I'm still trying to
Oh no.
I don't think that this is a good. I think it's just a one-star Grey Dwarf.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. You're good.
Alright, the brute is gone.
The not brute, yeah.
He was staring at us menacingly.
Menacing.
I understand the fear.
I just saw red, man.
So, I do, yeah. A foe so fierce you know them by their color.
I mean, a little bit.
Oh, yeah. So, I think we just need to craft a wagon.
Sure.
But it takes bronze nails.
That's
I think we have some.
on hand.
No, I'll have to run back to the base, but we can do like one trip of copper and then...
Come back for the rest.
Yeah, there's still copper like around here though.
Is
Isn't
there? I thought I got it all.
Don't feel like we've gotten all of it. Or no, it's like 90 pieces of copper per vein, isn't it?
I don't remember. It's been a minute. Oh. Even if that's true, that's more than 90 pieces.
Or maybe it's
120?
120 maybe.
Yeah.
So I think we got the
I think we got it.
We got it. Cool. Like, love to see it.
Nice smiley face.
So yeah, if you want to wait for me, I'm gonna strip down a little bit, and I'll just sprint to the base, grab what we need for a cart, and get this metal moving. This is gonna be a really rough spot to get out of. It's fine.
Is it though?
I think we can figure it out. So I popped an Ekathir to get back, and then we'll probably need one pulling.
Yeah.
The issue is
save
that we're
mine.
gonna have to go down to like the river for flatter ground.
We've been down there so long, I forgot we were on the mountainside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this copper node should upgrade us like pretty good amount. I found that another troll.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, right along the path too.
Hey, it's not nice to hit. Oh, I don't like this. Well, that's not a node, that's just a big rock.
Right. I got a rock. Are you running back to the base as well?
Yeah.
Maybe you sleep for the night, that way we're not getting a bunch of nighttime
Yes.
dwellers.
Yeah. That's the hope. Also better food. I ran out of meat.
Oh. Tons of meat.
I wasn't gonna get that deer. I was really hoping. Oh, and I didn't want to interrupt your story earlier, but you got a couple comments about it.
Oh, did I?
Yes, you did.
What do they got? What do they
You got
for
a 200 plus BPM is crazy with an emoji.
me? Yeah, it is.
And,
it feels crazy too. Let me tell you, because it's not like a regular heartbeat where like you kind of go like ignorant to it, like it's happening. But unless you're like really focusing on it, you can't find your heart rate.
Yeah.
This one, I could count them.
Damn.
And it actually gave me a really weird party trick where I can count heart rates in 5 seconds. Most people, you do about 30 seconds to a minute. Mine is like within 5 seconds, I can tell you within like 2 or 3 BPM what your heart rate is.
That's crazy.
I have an uncanny counting skill.
Nice.
And which gets funnier when you're telling like receptionists when you go to them and you're like, "Hey, I'm tachycardic. My heart rate is like 230," and they kind of look at you and they immediately, I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 of them, they give you a pulse ox and they're like, "Just humor me," and I'm like, "That's gonna read 80 because it's too fast."
Yeah.
And
yeah.
which is true. It does. It reads as 80 every single time. And when they when they use a stethoscope and they really hear what's going on each time for them, it's like a really weird magic trick that I just know it.
Man.
But it eventually it starts to hurt because you don't have nerves in your heart, like you don't feel pain.
Yeah.
But your muscle tissue actually releases an enzyme as a panic response to taking on damage.
Oh.
And so that hurts. It's kind of like when your legs hurt after running the lactic acid buildup.
Yeah.
It's not the same chemical, but it's a similar like pain
Feeling.
response.
Huh. You also gotta really do hope the surgery goes well.
Oh, thanks.
Well wishes.
I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it.
And while you were explaining things, you got a little emote of somebody writing in a notebook. So you got someone paying attention.
I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate the love and support on it, and I'm not too fearful of the surgery. Like I said, the risk versus the trade-off is. I want to hopefully be around for a long time, and I think it'd be a really sad way to kick the bucket, just kind of dropping on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
But we will keep you updated. We definitely won't go cold. As soon as the surgery is good and good to go and everything turns out all right, I think we'll be sure to do an announcement.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like I said, I have the next 2 weeks off after the surgery for just recovery. And if I'm up for it, I'll join you guys on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Always a nice place to be with all y'all stopping by and saying hi.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make any promises or anything, but maybe if you're feeling up for it, we can do a special thing since,
Maybe I just stop by and you can show me some of the other games you're rolling with. Have you guys talked about looking at Stray as a playthrough?
It got mentioned last time, but
It's a good one to go through.
it is a good one. I've played that one before too, and was really upset that I missed some of like the music sheets because you can't go back to areas you already left.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
It
unfair.
hard blocks you.
That's so unfair.
Yeah. But it was a good game. I just worry about it being, super emotional.
I think that's what we live for, though. I like the games that make you think.
I do too. But since we already have Spirit Fair on Fridays, that is really a punch in the gut emotional thing. I'm not sure I want to do Stray at the same time.
Maybe that's one for after
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what my thought was.
Spirit Fair.
Yeah. Maybe Stray can replace Spirit Fair on Fridays.
And then have you thought about a replacement to Dust? Congratulations on beating the playthrough.
Again, yeah.
Again.
I'm glad we got that final cutscene to work, because it didn't the first time. I beat the game, it just completely froze instead of loading it. I had to quit out, reload the game, beat the final boss again, and then it played the final cutscene.
Oh, man.
And that's after the game crashed in the middle of the stream, for no reason. It was a rough stream. Not the same technical difficulties we were having today, though.
So, I'm happy to see that those played through and panned out really well.
Yeah. Got some interest in that vampire therapist game.
Oh my god! Oh, I remember you telling me this, the 1,000-year-old's worth of baggage.
Yes.
Oh, it's such a funny idea.
It is.
It's such a funny thought, but it's so silly.
I mean, that's the point though, right?
Oh, it's so funny. I think that would be a good one.
It would be. It sounds so fun. And even with the couples therapy DLC, it's less than $20.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
$20 for the playthrough?
Yeah, I just don't have the money right now.
Well, hopefully you have some time before you need to fill in a slot. But I guess, yeah, you were looking for a slot to fill for Dust.
For Mondays, yeah. So there really isn't that much time.
I wonder if there's any, like, free demo games to take a look at.
Oh, I can definitely look into it.
Maybe if chat has some recommendations.
Yeah, I'm totally open to
Chroma's got an idea of, like, a good game. Maybe even go through your library and see if there's one in there that you didn't really touch in on. But
yeah, I was considering that too. I kind of glanced at things yesterday, but I'll not yesterday, Monday. But I'll have to go through it again. But a demo's not a bad idea. Maybe do a handful of like short demos to showcase, or
yeah, I think that's a good move.
Yeah.
I think the demos are fun. I like demos that you just know that they put so much effort into the game.
Yeah.
And their demo is just pretty much the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody's looked
Primordialis?
at Primordialis
Yeah.
is exactly what I was about to bring up. Their demo is just their full game. And it's getting updated constantly, and
which is nuts when they
but
put
it's
it
hard.
in
It's a
early
hard
access
game.
instead of a demo.
Yeah, it's a tough game though. I won't.
Oh, it's fun though. It's
fun.
interesting.
It's super fun, but you have to be ready to start over at any moment.
I still think it's hilarious.
The deaths are pretty.
The
rough.
way that we had totally different like game plans going into it.
But maybe give Primordialis a demo and see if anybody in the community here has a like a attraction to the game. It's so good.
Yeah.
But it's coming from someone who likes like the Dark Souls series and like Noida is another big one. Very niche community, but very rewarding to follow.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready to build a cart and get this copper node move over.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I'm dreading the return back. I don't remember carts being the most like.
They weren't great. No. I remember struggling to pull it up a mountain and leveling the ground and still not being able to move it.
Yeah.
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 And then you go back to that spot way later and it's... Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, like the trauma.
The trauma?
The trauma bonding over
PTSD
the environment because you look
response.
at that one bridge that you built for the cart.
You get the flashbacks of the Trail of Tears there. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
But no, seriously, like any game recommendations are really appreciated.
100%, yeah.
And like donations, if it's a game that like you really want to see, but maybe it's just not in the budget right now, donations go a really long way towards like be able to look at some of that newer stuff.
Right, not that that's expected, but...
Sooner than later, I suppose. But we do have some plans for future games and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be such a weird thing here. There's a seagull flying above us.
I'm not surprised. Buddy, you look a little lost.
But there are definitely like a lot of free games that deserve the spotlight. Because the effort that goes into the game is just... You just know it. You know it when you see it.
Yeah.
I think we live in a day and age where a lot of, like, big companies try to push something that's just not ready.
Right, yeah.
Alright, I have a cart up here.
Awesome. I'm still really looking forward to when Paralives releases.
I thought Paralives was out. I keep seeing.
No, the devs are just really good about keeping people up to date about what they're doing.
Are you sure? I've seen... maybe it's like early access people.
That's not even out yet. You might be thinking of a different life sim. Because, Inzoi is another one that's releasing in early access, I think, within the next month. My computer cannot handle it, so I'm not going to be trying, but I know that's a big one people are excited about. But no, I've been following Paralive since 2019 on their Patreon. They're not...
Well, then you know more than I do. The
Yeah,
game kinda
they're
took me by
not,
storm on the development side.
Yeah, but they're super open about everything. They have their roadmap on their website, which includes, like, everything that they're working on. What they've already done, what they're currently working on, what they're doing before early access, and what they plan to do during early access.
Alright.
And they're getting really, really close. It's super exciting.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm just catching like all the hype
Yeah,
off of it.
maybe. And it's weird because a lot of people are upset.
Really?
Because they don't like that it's cartoony.
Well, not all games have to be super photorealistic.
No, and I think it's got its own certain charm.
But I'll say, I definitely think that I would prefer a game that's lower on the resolution and better on the storytelling.
Agreed, and they put a lot of thought into it. Like,
What was that one? It Takes Two was another big, like, cooperative game.
yeah.
I don't know if we can carry this thing.
No.
Have to find out. Oh, I'm so scared of this.
I'm scared too. I'm scared for you.
Oh, please don't throw me into the water. Oh,
No!
Right! What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're
Oh no!
doing? Just gonna...
Got it?
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe? Do you need me to dip the up? Oh no. Oh. Um, yeah, people were complaining about Pair Lives because of the art style.
Yeah, I don't really see art style as much in games. Like, I know that was really hyped, especially during like the 1820 years,
Yeah.
because it was like, you know, if you weren't I don't have a choice here.
No.
It's all just sweet. But like hyperrealism was like the major gaming focus, and I think that some games, you know, I was really happy to see a gaming graphic update, because some games do look really good at more realism, but I think that sometimes we forget that games are
meant to be played
artistic.
Yeah.
There's an artistic value in, you know, doing that kind of stuff.
And Inzoi is one of those hyper-realistic games that it takes a lot for your computer to run it, for one, so you're losing out on a lot of people that would be interested because they just can't play it. Like, I played the demo for the character creation, and my computer lagged like crazy just for the loading screen.
Doing Ecafear.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'm also just not interested in hyper-realistic games.
Well, I like the cartoony. I'm not like Fortnite cartoony is a little too much for me. But that doesn't mean that like I'm against cartoon-ish games. It's just not a game for me,
Sure.
which is totally fine. But I don't feel the need that I don't think that Fortnite being hyper-realistic was what was going to sell it for me.
No.
It's just more the game itself isn't my style.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well,
Okay.
remember that these things can take a beating.
Yeah, but it still makes me nervous.
If we want to build a workbench, we can repair it.
Oh.
What makes me nervous is not being able to flip it over.
Yeah. Is that a crypt or just a stone structure?
That's the crypt that we've already cleared out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Learning the ways of the cart.
We got it.
You got it? You good?
We got it.
Cool.
We have a entourage.
Whoa.
He's working on it.
So I was working on it too. How close to the water was this thing? This node up here.
I don't know.
You might be getting a little crazy with it. Oh, not too bad. There's a pathway.
Oh, good.
But I'll bail out if it looks like it's too close to the water, but I also know that this is a really good path.
Is it? I got the next. Sorry, bud.
But you know, games don't need to be hyper realistic.
No.
And I find games that are not landed in like non-fantasy.
Yeah. I feel like the focus should be elsewhere, not just the graphics. Because some of them, that's their only selling point.
Well, graphics are okay, but if you can't run the game, then I I don't really care about the graphics.
No, and if there's no substance to your game, like if it's not fun to play, I'm not gonna play it. You know? I don't care how nice it looks if it's a dollhouse.
Oh, this isn't as damage as I thought it was.
No?
It looks pretty bad, but it's only missing like 10% of its HP.
Really?
Yeah, it looks bad.
That's impressive, actually.
Is there a troll chasing us?
Yes! Hey, hey, no, this way! Ah! Ah, no! Ah! This way! Hey! Ugly, this way! Ah! I'm trying, I'm trying. I will shoot this guy even if he kills me, come on. Ah!
My wagon!
Yeah, this way! This way! I'm gonna die. Genuinely, I'm gonna die.
All I see is this boulder shatter behind me. All I see is a boulder shatter behind me, and I'm like, oh my god, I know what that is. There's only one thing in this game that causes boulder particles while you're running. We lost our wagon.
I'm not surprised.
Oh,
Please, oh my god.
sad day.
I'm not taking this guy back to base with me, please. Ugh. My God! You're closer than I ever wanted you to be. I could use some assistance if you would.
I got the cart back up and running. I made it back to the base. I'm coming to help you.
I need it. Oh my goodness, thank you.
I know you say thank you, but I'm still in danger.
I just needed him to not be right on my tail.
The only amount of HP that matters is the last bit.
You can cheese him around the runestone if you need to.
I got air support. I just need to keep him busy.
Yeah, I need to gain all the stamina. My skill improved.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh, he's an animal.
Yes.
Oh, the jukes have never been so good.
We got it. We got it.
Look at this. so many things.
You made the same joke last
I'm
time.
gonna keep making the joke. There we go. Absolutely beautiful. There we go. I think we get this stuff rolling here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, check out this totally not damaged cart.
Totally not damaged part.
Totally not damaged cart. It's also the same one. He's like your goldfish as a child growing up.
Never had that problem, actually.
Oh.
We knew.
Oh, you knew.
We knew.
Did you just pretend? You just pretend that it was the same one,
They weren't
though
lied
you knew?
to.
Oh. Yeah, so we had a goldfish that I feel like this is such a trope story right now, but yeah, we used to have a goldfish that totally passed away, and our parents didn't want to break the news to us.
Yeah, we were taught about death at a very young age. We were very well aware.
Like we didn't get the Happy Farm story, but we did get the like he's also a goldfish kind of story.
Yeah. Although we did have cats that were sent to be barn cats, like legitimately, but sometimes I second guess if that was actually a legitimate story or not. I'd like to think that they told us the truth.
They told you the truth. Like, it would make me feel better.
Well, we were teenagers by that point. What was the point of telling us that?
At that point, yeah, there's no point in lying to you.
No, but it feels gaslighty in retrospect because everybody else growing up is told, oh, they went to live on a farm. And ours actually did.
Oh.
So then you second guess, did they actually? Or did they just not want to tell us that something horrific happens?
Oh, yeah. Well, as long as they weren't hamsters, then.
No, I witnessed that one firsthand.
Everyone witnesses those firsthand.
Mom didn't want me to see the half-eaten babies, but it was too late.
Yeah, hamsters are wild. So I'm hoping that we get enough copper from this to make way for the Elder. It's just a matter of smelting it.
Yeah. Which means it's a waiting game.
It is a waiting game, unfortunately. We got tons of stone put in this hole, though.
Which is good.
So that's not too bad. Not too bad. Let's go to bed. That way this thing pumps out a couple.
Faster? Yeah.
Yeah. Let me finish loading it up.
I forgot you can't go to bed when you're wet.
So, hang out by the campfire.
Yeah. You know, I don't think I know a single person who has a happy pet hamster story.
No, none of them. Like, they cannot go peacefully. I don't think it's possible.
I don't think so either.
I think God had intentions, and he's like, this is how you guys go every time. And it is always like the most rancid, horrible pet story of all time.
Oh, hamsters are great first pets. Absolutely not.
Gets the trauma out of the way.
You might be onto something.
After a year and a half, dude, that kid's set up for any kind of pet catastrophe.
Year and a half?
Like, that's alright, that's like if they make it that long.
We didn't know that ours was pregnant when we got it.
So you got like 7 or 8 catastrophes all in one. You got the BOGO.
7 or 8?
12, 13.
She had 15
Yeah.
babies.
So
She ate all of them except for one.
if you thought the snake in the Garden of Eden was the one who deserved all the smoke, we've been looking at it wrong, because God had special plans for hamsters. The way they die is not natural.
And they shared a birthday with you. Because the living one was named Shamrock. Because she was born right around St. Patty's Day.
Oh, that's terrible.
And later on, she ate her mother's face.
Yep. That sounds right.
And
Hey, the forest is moving.
Oh, shoot. I do not want to run straight into the shaman. I also need to eat food. Please don't kill me in the meantime. You're going to kill me in the meantime. But yeah, we also remember what happened to Shamrock very differently. Because I recall letting her go out the back door. And my mom says that did not happen. But I very vividly remember it.
I just tried to do as much damage as I could to the brute.
Oh, I see that you have died.
Hella heckin' died. And I'm really scared of respawning.
I'm trying to lure them away. I got the brute, I got some of the regular. I don't have the shaman. I hope that Light was you picking up your stuff and not the shaman being.
Oh no, I ended up being able to parse off the shaman.
There's a second one.
Well, at least there's not 2 of them.
Was that a good distraction?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
The forest dress. I appreciate. I did appreciate the rock. Thanks for that.
Dude, I'm gonna turn this like main stone into like an iron fortress that you just go into during raids.
Yeah. Shaman. Brute.
Yeah, so the brute's way scarier to me.
What was after me?
I will kill shaman for breakfast. I wish that not everything had a root tax.
Yeah. I wish the timing was better.
The timing? The timings are pretty solid in this, actually. Once you learn what the window is.
I mean, there's a delay between when I click the button and when it does the thing.
Yeah.
You know, and that delay feels like a very long time.
There we go. We're alive. Viva La Death signs on the map. Because they're everywhere.
Just ignore that.
Go through and kind of clean them out every once in a while.
I kind of have to. It gets to be too much after some time.
I'm gonna take my very, very sad walk.
Your very, very sad walk.
Yep.
Oh, encumbered and carrying metal.
Yeah.
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 Like I said, the very sad walk.
Just a little shuffle.
No, 500 pounds overweight, but still kicking.
The fact that you can move still is impressive.
I think it's like once you do like double your weight, your guy stops moving.
Man.
Some weird number there.
Yeah. I remember it drains your stamina slowly as you...
It prevents you from gaining stamina.
Yeah.
which is a hella bummer
Yeah, there's.
because not having stamina and not being able to move really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And then also not being able to jump is another one.
Take stamina.
Just trying to keep the smelters running. Looks like we'll have to do like a wood run or something.
And that's not so bad though.
But before we do a wood run, I think we have enough bronze to make like axes. And that would be just a huge boon.
Yeah, it would be.
Craft 25 bronze. Just bam. Insane on the, we had just enough copper to do that.
Yeah.
Yep. We have plenty of tin. We have like 30, 39, 40 tin.
Mm-hmm.
26 bronze now, so we definitely can make those
Awesome.
axes. And do we have core wood here? Oh, I missed like a real storage system.
I know. I do too. A place for everything and everything in its place.
Yeah, yeah, that's really good. Alright, so we do need to knock down some big trees, pine trees.
Yeah.
So back to the dark forest and we'll collect a bunch of those. And then after that we'll get copper axes, which hit for like twice as much damage.
Yeah.
And that'll be great.
You've
And maybe even move up like to bronze tools.
that would be cool.
Because
Going into the Bronze Age.
the Bronze Age,
The
instead of
Bronze
trying to like
Age.
stab an ogre with like a poking rock.
Yeah.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? As you stab him and he's like, "Are you in?" That's all I got. Yeah.
Wow. You're really something sometimes, you know that?
Well, and then you gotta look at the troll and be like, well, it's average for a
That's
knife. So,
Oh, hi, welcome in. We got a new viewer.
nice. What's their name? Who are we rolling with?
Wiggles?
Wiggles?
That's spelled kind of weird. Everything's doubled, but I think it's Wiggles.
Wiggles? He's got that wiggly name for
Wiggly.
wiggly vision for a wiggly name. Well, welcome to the stream, Wiggles. Happy to have you.
Always. I'm so far behind you.
I'm actually at that tree spot where we carved out quite a few trees. So it's really just cleaning up already down trees, so that'll save us some time here.
Yeah. I'm surprised that people don't pronounce that correctly. I wonder how, like, how else would you read it?
Oh, did we get it right?
Yeah, we did.
Awesome.
They said it is, you'd be surprised how many people pronounce it weirdly. Wigglies?
Wigglies? Wiggliest? Yeah, I know. I would. It looks like Wiggles to me.
Yeah, you doubled everything except the E.
Maybe that's what throws them. They're like, well, it must be a code.
There's no code.
Well, Wiggles, you are joining us for the harvesting stream. We're just
Yeah.
kinda getting stronger, doing the grindy work, and
Missed out on all the
story
medical
time.
heart story facts things, yeah.
So we're just going. We're getting ready for the Elder. We're not really sure how strong you gotta be.
Yeah, I don't even remember how to fight the Elder.
I remember doing like a ramp setup, and then doing like a firing line, and then you have one
Yeah.
person physically tanking, and the other person's loading them up with like flame arrows.
I do vaguely recall that. It's not our first playthrough. We played this together before, prior to the Ashlands update. We got lost in the Mistlands, and
I think we dabbled in the Mistlands. I think is a very fair thing.
we just never found the boss for the Mistlands.
Well, I don't think we got enough shards either. We didn't like find any dungeons or anything.
No.
So it was like the introduction of the Mistlands, and then after that, I got nothing.
Yeah.
And then the last time prior to playing before the Mistlands, it was like flat land in the plains,
Yeah.
but there were no structures. So right now we're kind of playing in a comfort zone, and I think we'll be playing in a comfort zone up until Yagluth. And then after that, the playthrough ends up being a lot more questions than answers, and that'll be when the party really gets started.
I hope we don't get lost again. Because I remember, like, the entire Mistlands experience was
Being lost for
Being
a very,
lost?
for a very real portion of it.
and trying not to fall because you couldn't see, and getting attacked by those gigantic floating things that shot the ticks.
Steely,
Yeah. Yeah.
the blimps.
The blimps, that's the word. I do not miss those.
No. No. No either. Alright, I crafted a bronze axe,
Yeah.
and I'm debating if I want to run the Atgear this playthrough. The Atgear was like my bread and butter the first time, but I'm also wondering if I should do something different,
I mean,
like a bronze sword.
yeah, but you had so much fun with the act here.
I know, and then you don't have to worry about shields, and it's such good crowd control.
Yeah, I think you should go for it if it's what you want to do again.
Well, I just don't want to do like this, but yeah, I do. I remember how much fun the Atgear was.
Hey, you have to keep it fun, because if you're not having fun, nobody's having fun.
The Atgear has such awesome swings, especially when you're dealing with not Graylings, the Gremlin dudes.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they're called.
Which area?
Plains.
That's what I thought. The goblin things?
Yeah, goblin things. Are they,
Oh, I hate the plains.
the plains? Is so nice.
You and I have very definitions of
I
nice.
just remember the Mistlands being, like, hell on earth.
Listen, I did not enjoy the Mistlands. However, I think I liked them more than the plains.
That's a rough one for me. I did not appreciate getting attacked by blimps.
I didn't appreciate getting attacked by mosquitoes.
At least the mosquitoes, I could see them before they were on top of me. But I also ran like a really defensive build. It got really good at blocking them. Kind of hit them with like the no-use strat.
Yeah.
But Mistlands was terrifying for me.
Wiggles agrees with you.
Like at least the
I'll
mosquitoes.
take plains over Mistlands any day.
Okay, so I'm not crazy on this thought process here, but I remember mosquitoes being like really, like, at first they're really difficult, but they kind of mellow out once you kind of figure out the windows.
Yeah.
But the Seekers, like the Seeker Warriors, those things were insane.
Yeah.
Like, those are rough, because it doesn't matter if you can see one, if you have to fight it, there's not, like, a good way to block it, because it does so much damage.
Yeah.
And so getting stun locked by one of them and then taking like a full frontal hit is death.
Yeah. I agree that the limited field of vision is terrifying. I don't like that part either, but the missiles are pretty if you get around that part.
Oh no, I think it's pretty, but I think it's deceptively pretty. I think that's what my issue is like you get lulled into this sense of like comfort. And
I don't agree that there's anything comforting about it, but
but it has its moments.
yeah, it
You know,
does.
you have the moments where you're like, you know what? You kind of forget about all like the bull. Alright, I crafted my weapon.
Okay.
So the rest of the bronze is for you to do with your own.
Sure.
I ended up going with the here.
I'm
I
glad.
miss this thing. It's such a fun like swing ability.
Yeah.
I think it's unwieldy. I think that there's some situations that you're just like, man, I really hate this weapon. But I think that it has like the rule of cool.
The rule of pull does apply.
The rule of cool does apply. It may not be like the heaviest hitting or the most agile. It's kind of really annoying if you're on hills to fight with. But on flat ground, it's like really good. And as long as you can manage your stamina, you should be able to stagger everything and anything.
Right.
And then make your own windows for attacks. Either that or I don't remember it, and it's the worst weapon either, and I'm gonna live with that, and no matter how bad it gets, I won't be a traitor. I'll just live in denial.
Sure. You also think you're safe when you find a camp of gnome guys, but they just get their asses kicked a lot.
Dude, yes! What's up with that? I don't like the way they like, so, like, you're in the fog, okay? You can't see anything, and all of a sudden there's, like, these random dwarf dudes that are like, huh, another one, and I'm like, don't shoot me!
Oh my gosh, no.
I think their lore implication is what banishes them to hell. I don't think that they're good guys. They're cannibals.
Yes.
They like, and they wait. They wait for people to get weak before they jump them. They are not good people, but it is so uncanny to be like wandering through the smoke and then see guys with like crossbows and crap. And then you have to like immediately, you're like at a fight or flight response, like what are they doing? And then they don't attack you, which then makes it feel even more weird. But those guys can't fight Seekers at all.
No.
They, anytime there's like a Seeker warrior, I'm like, well, there goes the outpost. That sucks. You guys lived your whole life fighting these things and you still suck at it.
A little bit.
And I don't know, I don't like them. I think that they're really nasty people, and to be the only neutral mob towards you, I think is crazy.
I agree.
Like, there's no other creature, aside from, like, deer, which are fearful of you. So I don't even consider them neutral, they're just afraid of you. The Divergers are the only people who are, like, recognize you as, like, a non-threat threat. They're not afraid of you. They're, like... But they're always, like, around you.
Yeah.
Like, they follow you. They follow you.
Yes.
And it's, like, the lore implication that, like, if you get weak enough, they'll just turn on you. And they're not actually allies, and you shouldn't treat them like allies.
Right.
It is such an uncanny, uncomfortable relationship with the character. Because, like I said, I don't think that there's any other creature that's, like, neutral.
No.
The necks are aggressive, deer are fearful, boars are aggressive, wolves are aggressive, wyverns are, like, hella aggressive, along with golems and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
The Diverger is the only creature that is, like, not for you, but not against you.
Yeah.
But, like, even the bunnies are fearful of you, too.
Yeah, they are.
But, like, it's such an uncanny lore perspective to think about that the people that are, like, friendly towards you and neutral are the same people that if you were to be, like, down on your luck at the brink of death, then instead of helping you, they would just...
Immediately turn on you.
Yeah. So, Anybody who doesn't like the Vergers is gonna love this playthrough because I'm not being friendly with them.
No.
But just food for thought, you know, just because someone's friendly towards you doesn't actually mean that they're an ally.
No.
And I think that their lore is just one of those, like, oh yeah, that's like 100% true.
Yeah.
They're gross. They're dirty creatures. They are. I don't think that there's anything that someone could tell me to convince me otherwise.
No.
That they are not good people, and in fact, I think they're actually one of the most disturbing, like, entities in this game.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with their danger level and everything to do with, like, their demeanor.
Wiggles has the right idea. That's why we steal their stuff for our own gain.
Oh yeah, I'm taking the taps, and I'm gonna get the tree sap, and I'm leveling their outpost, and then I'm gonna claim it as my own.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kicking them out, but man, yeah, watching them take fights with Seekers is so sad, because, and really it's not sad at all, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, this is what they deserve. I don't help them, I'm like, you know what, you got a Seeker? That sucks, that's a problem. That's your problem, not mine. And it should forever stay your problem.
Mm-hmm. I need those blue rugs.
Those blue rugs.
The blue rugs.
Maybe I'm forgetting. The troll hide? Or they're like blue...
Stealing stuff.
Oh, stealing the rugs.
Stealing the rugs.
I guess I've never thought about that. I was never big on the whole, like, comfort decorating. I used
Which is hilarious because you stole all the tapestries out of the mountain
I was
area.
about to say the jute red rugs.
Yeah,
I'm a red rug whore is what I am. I love those. I even like the Lox rugs. I never really mess with the blue rugs. But we'll be I'm hoping that hold on.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we really, once we get the stone cutter, that, like, magic can start happening.
Yeah. Yeah, when you destroy their outpost and get the blue tapestry stuff, you get blue rugs and blue horizontal banners. They're really nice.
I like their doorways that they unlock, the honeycomb doorways.
Yeah.
Those are going to make a huge hit in the main base. But that starts with getting the stone cutter and being able to make a base that's not going to get, like, trog stomped by a troll.
For sure.
Great, come over here.
Sorry, it was lagging. What's up?
Oh, you missed.
Oh, that's what you're doing. Oh, man.
Oh, don't throw rocks. Listen here, buddy. I think the biggest issue with the Acura is you have to eat stamina foods.
Right, because it takes so much.
Oh, it uses 20 stamina on the swing alone, I think. Hold on.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, from 45 to 19, let's get a better. 50 to 27. Yeah, almost uses 25 stamina.
Crazy.
Just shy.
Sorry, I'm so taken by just how pretty they made this game. Like, the graphics aren't, like, anything nuts, but the sky is so pretty.
I think they nailed it. I think, like, the cosmic wandering, and then with Excadrill and all that, the mother tree.
Yeah, the world tree, yeah.
You definitely, it gives you, like, a sense of that you're being leaned over.
It does.
But it's definitely a game looking at the sky like you never feel alone.
No, and you shouldn't. You really shouldn't. Because, you know, we're thrown into the 10th world, which means there's 9 other worlds out there that are all interconnected through the world tree.
Right. I definitely think Valheim does so good on lore
Yeah.
I like how it's found on the stones, in the dreams. It's not something that gets forced down your throat. Like, look at our storyline.
I love the runestones with the storytelling.
But it's also, like the Divergers, how they seem very friendly at first, but then when you start breaking their bases and you find the brain tap, essentially, where they would use it to like lobotomize their victims before cannibalizing their brains. It's lore that I think you can play the game and just be completely like unknowledgeable about it.
Yeah.
But once you figure out the lore and the implications, you start to really like change your opinion.
I think the lore is important. And I like that, you know, it's based in Norse mythology.
Right.
But you don't need to
You don't
know
need to
the
know
mythology.
it. You'll learn it as you go through.
I mean, a little bit.
And if you want an interest in it, you can dive deeper, but that's not what the game's all about.
No, and like, it's just based off of it because the 10th world doesn't actually exist in the mythology. So it's just, you're here because of Odin, here's the world building, we're making nods to the mythology. Like
Yeah.
Thor showing up during thunderstorms.
Yeah. So it's really cool. I mean, it's definitely, I think, a slower paced game. Despite, like, I think it's very grindy. I think there's a lot of, like, mineral harvesting, and I could totally see someone saying, hey, that's not my cup of tea, but on the flip side of that, there's a lot of fights.
Mm-hmm.
And the fights feel good. And the bosses feel really good. Except for Bone Mass, but...
We don't talk about Bone Mass.
Bone Mass is kind of that... I don't think he's a bad boss, I just think that he's...
Annoying.
I think he's stale.
Yeah.
He's not too intricate. Like Electric Deer, first boss, not that strong, but very visually cool.
Amazing.
The swamp is like, my stamina sucks, the leeches suck, the water sucks.
Everything sucks.
The base sucks, things get eroded, that kind of sucks, the enemies suck. Going through crypt after crypt kind of sucks. But like, it's the world building that like swamp is just not a good place. And it's supposed to suck. But some of the best rewards are in the swamp.
Yeah. Wiggle says my aim this round is to get to the Ashlands and see how far I can get without a shield and not get sidetracked with multiple build projects for the 8th time.
Dude, the building is, you know, at first, and I'm with you, Wiggles, on the whole building project, because it's so rewarding. When I first started playing this game, I thought building was trash. I didn't like the way that it was set up. I didn't like the way things clicked together. I thought that it was, like, overly complicated. And you learn to love such a disastrous thing. Because when you finally do build something that looks nice, it is good. It's good. And then you want to do another one, because you're like, well, I did this really good one. I'm better at building. And you really learn to adopt it. Strange comparison, it reminds me of the Nintendo 64 controller, with like the trigger being in the middle of it, and it's really awkward to hold it sometimes until you really like understand what you're using, and like having your hand underneath the controller instead of holding it like a normal like Xbox controller.
Yeah.
You learn to enjoy the jankness of the layout and the way that things kind of work together.
Got a couple more comments from them.
Keep it coming. I love it. Love interacting with them. What's up?
The most recent one was I saw so many insane builds and was like, I want to be able to do that. But about like the world building part, I appreciate how they finally implemented world modifiers. I feel like the game really needed that. I think all it needs now is a modifier for the powers. Solo, it feels bad to have powers for 5M with 20M CD.
Yeah, the cooldown's kind of rough. No, I agree with you. I wish that they would make, I don't know, since they're adding new bosses with new powers, it would be cool to have, like, combo powers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I activated the Ekathir, it would also activate the Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Elder. That way you got the speed boost with the wood chopping. And then, honestly, if they made it to where you could combine all of them, but it would drastically increase your cooldown.
I think that would be so fair, though.
Like let's say that if you ran an Ekathir with an Elder, it would double your cooldown time, which, you know, I know you're saying that the cooldowns seem really blah, but the compromise of, like, getting multiple power-ups, like, essentially becoming invincible with Yaglith's elemental protection with Bone Mass's physical, to activate both those at the same time, would be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Or, honestly, just giving different cooldown specs for different abilities. Because I never find myself using Motor's ability to change the wind. Because its cooldown is the same thing as Eki, and I'd rather just have an Eki to be able to sprint.
Right.
So honestly, just maybe balancing cooldowns. Because, like, Bone Mass's ability is awesome. Every time it feels good. And if it were my opinion, I actually wish that his cooldown was longer, because I think it's just that good.
Yeah. They say especially some powers defo are redundant, like Bone Mass is just OP in comparison, and
Right.
nobody uses the Elder realistically.
Right, but it would be really cool if maybe, like, the Elder's cooldown was, like, 50% shorter than the Bone Mass, and making Bone Mass take longer to get online.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely as the single player, especially if you're doing single player, why not have that kind of customization?
Mm-hmm.
You're a single player game, you're not hurting anybody, play it the way that you want to play it.
Honestly.
You know, I'll never be behind cheating with, like, multiplayer games that have, like, competitiveness to it. But there's no reason to not give the player
No.
something that's nice.
I wouldn't even be mad about, like, doing it multiplayer the way we do. Having, like, even just the option for mods that adjust that.
Right.
Because it's just for us. We're not competing against other players, so it shouldn't really matter what we decide to do to have fun with it, you know?
I've followed Valheim ever since their first trailer, with, like, the extreme heavy metal grunge music with trees falling and dying. I mean, I really have followed their roadmap since the beginning. And they have such an awesome dev team. Some of the ideas that they bring together are just so unique and fun. I don't think they've done an update that I'm like, yeah, I wish you didn't do that. So I think it's definitely in the cards eventually. It just depends on what they want to work on first, and no matter what they release, it's always a really awesome gig.
Mm.
And I'm so excited for the Ashlands update to, like, really start taking effect as part of our playthrough, and just getting to see what their team came up with. And I haven't gotten any spoilers. I am in the dark when it comes to different changes and stuff.
Mm.
And I think that that's the most fun way to play.
Yeah. I agree. If you have more people you can rotate through and basically have perma.
Yeah, I like that.
So cooldowns make sense, and even as 2-player you have a reasonable amount of time, but solo feels pretty bad.
Yeah.
Activate it and blink and it feels like it's over.
And it's over, and then you gotta wait. Absolutely. I definitely feel for that. I don't think I've ever played a solo playthrough on Valheim, so maybe I'm not the right person to wager an opinion on cooldowns and how they feel, but I could definitely see the issue.
Yeah. I've only ever played it duo with you, so I have no way to weigh in on that either.
But I think 2 people, I think it's in a really healthy standing with cooldown and compromise, but I could definitely see the 1-player issues.
Yeah.
You said you're planning on doing this with no shield? That sounds miserable. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm a baby when it comes, like, I like my shield. I like being able to block things. So you will have to keep us updated on how that playthrough is going for you, Wiggles. I'd really like to hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like fun. It sounds like a real challenge, and you know, the stones to take that on is pretty awesome.
Using rolling instead does make sense, actually.
I do a lot of rolling.
See, but I think doesn't blocking take less stamina than a roll in some areas? That would be my biggest thing. Plus, rolling can put you in a bad position, and you don't get a stagger off of it. You definitely miss out. But maybe it's less crippling than I think.
Maybe.
I'm still not doing it. It's not an idea for me.
It's not for everyone. Play how you want it. If you want a challenge, do the challenge. If you don't, then, you know. What you making over there?
I fully upgraded my armor for what we could.
Oh.
Yeah, level 2 everything, level 2 at gear, level 2 iron.
I forgot that was a thing, not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I did too. We're all out. If we want more, we're gonna have to go and dig out another node.
Oh man.
I know, one of the most fun things that Valheim has to offer is mining up copper nodes. As everybody reels their head in disgust.
Oh, that's a cool idea. Wiggle says, I'll keep you posted. I'll make the shields for base display.
The legendary shield, like, why didn't you ever take it off the wall? It's too powerful for the world. You gotta create some lore about the shield.
That'd be so funny.
Some kind of, like, arbitrary background of why your hero isn't allowed to use the sacred shield. Set it as a reminder. That's such a funny idea.
It is.
Maybe we should put a shield in our base for you, Wiggles.
Maybe we should.
I don't feel like that would be fair, though. I feel like I'd have to find something else to represent you, the legendary warrior that needs no shield.
Represented by a shield.
Right, so I gotta find something else. I gotta find a different item. Maybe we give him like a black metal sword.
Maybe.
Or a dagger. Black metal daggers. Posted on the wall. What kind of weapon, Wiggles, do you think you're gonna use for the playthrough?
It's a great question.
Because you probably want something that does let you roll quite a bit.
I'm not gonna lie, I do consider myself quite the ranger.
Was that from Wiggles?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's that bow? You get it in the swamp, it glows.
Oh,
It's
yeah!
like crazy cool. That would be a cool item to represent your Wiggles. The hero's bow.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd look nice in a picture frame too.
Yeah, what? It's raining, but it's not storming. I don't know when Thor starts showing up, but I always try to look.
Let's try to catch him.
Yeah. The Huntsman one?
But maybe. Oh, no, I think the Huntsman one has like feathers on it, but it's not glowy yet, is it?
I don't remember.
It's
You
been
have
a
your
while.
phone, look it up.
We're doing it live.
I don't have that option because mine's being used as a camera, so.
Oh, the Draugr Fang bow.
Oh! Can I see?
Yeah, so this is the one that glows.
Ah! Yeah, I remember that.
So
Yeah.
that bow is awesome. It even adds like poison to your damage pool, which is just great.
Gotta love it.
Alrighty, I think I'm about to upgrade our bench here.
Are you?
Yep. Our forge. Oh no, it's already got one of these.
Oh.
Well, shoot.
Oh no.
do need a cauldron now.
Yeah.
There we go. You have some new crafting recipes here.
That would be nice.
There's a queen jam, raspberries and blueberries. I remember this being like really good too. Queen's jam. The issue is that you gotta like, go out of your way with that stuff.
Right.
We'll have to do a showcase
Yeah.
for people watching the stream in the main base. It's just a thank you for the support and the time that goes into it.
Absolutely. It's always good to give back, and even if it's something as simple as decorations in the base.
We'll have like signs and stuff with their
Usernames.
tag name. I think is the right way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then at request of the individual, what item they want to represent them.
I think that sounds like a really fun idea.
So gives me some ideas. I miss the super mega base with like all the different rooms and stuff.
Gosh, I do too. I even miss you hiding all the signs in random places.
Yeah, the sign lights. I'm already starting with the bees.
See?
Have you walked over here recently? The signs?
No. No, I haven't. Oh my goodness.
We got bees!
These. I also miss the trophy wall.
Oh yeah, the trophy wall
Mostly
with,
for
like,
Eki, not gonna lie. I love Eki's
Eki's gonna
sass.
be having like how we did, where it was like the big tunnel building, and then he was like posted in the front
Yeah.
for like all to see. Yeah, we'll have that again. I as soon as we get the stone cutter, that's my goal.
Yeah.
And
I
in
also-
fact, speaking of stone cutter, I think we could do it.
You think so?
Yeah, let's see. What do we need? We need a raft. So wood, scrap leather, resin. I thought it took nails. No, scrap leather, wood, and resin.
Huh. Okay.
So there's the resin. There's the wood. And then more leather is in one of these chests eventually.
Eventually. They're everywhere. It's not like we can't get more.
No, we have like 30, 40 leather scraps somewhere. I know of its existence.
Ooh. Wiggle said my base is going to be built on 2 adjacent flat rocks in a pond area by the ocean, and I'm going to make my base design based on Japanese and Chinese stilt buildings.
Ah, that's so cool.
That's awesome.
The high tide ones. Those are so interesting.
Yeah.
Just the architecture that goes into them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and we might get our OSHA inspector back. Because they
Oh.
clearly didn't fix the AI.
No. Definitely have to do that. Keep an open door policy.
Open door policy.
Yeah, open door policy on the base. All who.
But only for the Grey Dwarfs and the Greylings.
Yeah,
mostly
have
the
to figure out how
Greylings.
to balance out like defending the base with still letting them visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Elder is like way over here. So I think that if we head over far east, where the ocean starts, I think we just direct connect.
Yeah.
The only issue is that the raft is like really slow.
So, really hope there's
Oh,
land between.
oh, we also got the bronze axe. We can cut down birch trees now for fine wood, which will then give us circling or the ability to craft teleporters, portals. That's what we were missing. I'm like, I feel like we've hit a major milestone and not unlocked anything. We were missing the button bar.
Attacks.
Oh, what did you use all your copper for?
I made a new sword and a new shield.
Ah. Well, do we need to do another copper node?
That's probably a good idea, yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
A little bit.
Well, have you marked any copper nodes on your map?
No.
Okay. I will, Oh, the cartographer table. I can share my node pings with you.
Oh,
I forgot that was a thing.
so did I.
So yeah, just because I've played through some of this doesn't mean I remember any of it. This game has so much stuff you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever see me doing something and you're like, I have no clue what he's doing, doesn't he know about this? The answer is probably not. So, you know, any advice or tips is probably well appreciated.
As long as it's not like condescending.
No. Sometimes, you know, if it requires it, go for it. If you're looking at it and you're like, man, he's just being dumb, you know, full force ahead. But let's get the days set up here.
Okay.
And then Finewood plus Hopper. Oh, this goes to the workbench, not the, So what does it take for a fireman, though? Poor wood and deer hide. You definitely want those before we fight the elder.
Yeah. Why are you pushing me?
Why are you getting pushed? Okay, better. And let's... So
What? Stop!
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to dry off.
Yeah,
Come on, aren't you dried off yet?
Wow. This is like the straw thing all over again.
Straw thing.
Yeah, the last time we played, you took the straw with the paper on it, shot me with the paper, and then picked it up again, reloaded your straw, and shot me with it again.
I'd say I deny it, but I'm proud of it.
Of course you are. That's a good idea. Wiggle said, I like to make a little key in the black space on the top right of my map, because I make so many icons on my map. It ends up a hot mess, so I use singular letters to declutter the map a bit and then expand in the key.
Like over here?
That is your left.
Like the bottom right? What do you mean key?
Like a map key.
Like a legend?
Yeah.
Like, oh, just off in like the gray area? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like typing it all out. I just do copper, blue for blueberries, crypts, trees. I have literally a tree marker over here.
That's funny.
But I could definitely see where the clutter kind of begins to take over, especially if you're like super into the crafting of it.
Oh yeah.
What does it take to make a cartography table? 2 bronze, bone fragment, raspberries. Raspberries.
Raspberries. Interesting choice. How many do you need?
6.
I have exactly 6
Oh, I have plenty.
in my inventory. That works too.
And then bone fragments is the one that's weird.
Yeah, I don't have those.
I'm sure we got a surplus somewhere. There's 2 of them.
I found a stack of 22.
Cool, if you could bring those to me, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I will definitely do that.
Because then you can save the notes that I make that you're not totally lost.
Yeah. That just hit you right in the face.
I don't know where to put this thing.
I don't know either.
Right there. Look at that. Oh,
I'm
God,
scared.
I want a
Where
stone.
did you put it?
I want a stone cutter.
Hi, Hugo.
So you record your discoveries first, and then you read the map.
With this table, you record and share your explorations of the 10th world. Use the toolbox to record your progress and take a look at the large map to copy what others have explored. Interesting. That's so fun. It reminds me of a little, like, D&D map.
Yeah. The battle map.
Yeah. Because it's got, you know, the rune stones, and it's got, like
the little
the little figurines on
figurines, yep.
it. Yeah.
That's cool. I don't know if I would have ever thought about it looking like that. It reminds me of a scene from Shrek. The chimichanga stand.
Chimichanga.
The chimichanga stand. What's that? It's chimichanga stand. Why do we have that? Trust me, after all the fighting, you're all gonna be tired, gonna be hungry. Have chimichanga stand.
You're gonna want this. You're gonna need this. Yeah.
Absolutely cracks me up all the time.
Yeah. You know, I heard that they're making another movie for the Shrek franchise.
They are, and people are like really upset about it.
I mean, I don't. They kept the same animation style for this long. It is weird to suddenly change it
I know. I'm in the
and
boat
make
of.
it cutesy. That's the problem.
You think they went too cutesy on?
I think they went too cutesy.
Okay.
Shrek wasn't supposed to be cute.
Alright. I don't see the changes that they made as significant as other people make them seem.
I don't think it's as big of a deal as people are making it out to be either.
Like, I think that they messed up on the mirror. I actually liked his more sunken face, but I think it's also just like a preference thing.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't ruin the movie.
No, but you know, they had a good formula going, and they suddenly changed everything.
You want to talk about change? Has anybody looked at the new Barney? I know he's been out for quite a while. You want to complain about change being made? Complain there.
Also, VeggieTales.
The VeggieTales too. Yep. They welcome to the new age where.
Well, that's the problem. They change everything, and it all looks the same, and it's this weird, uncanny, cute, weird thing.
Yeah, it is. It's very uncanny.
And they did it to Shrek.
Yeah. I see where they're coming from, but I think that it's I don't think it's at the level of like when they did the Sonic movie where Sonic looked like all jacked up.
Yeah.
But people are like playing it off like that's what they did to him, and I just don't.
No,
see it.
that's very different.
But some people are like talking about boycotting and bullying the studio to change it back, and
See, I don't think that's fair.
I don't think it's that degree. I understand like the unsettling and like I like the old animation style better, and I think you're fully in the right for thinking that.
Sure.
But I don't think that it should turn you away from something.
No, I want to give it a chance, but I don't know.
Like Little Mermaid, nah.
Nah.
They made way too many mistakes there. The mistakes were made, and I'm very sad about it.
Yeah, absolutely that too. I wish they would just come up with new stuff and stop with the remakes and sequels.
Well, everything's kind of a remake of something.
We used to have more original stories, though.
I think we used to have stories that were based out of like lore. So we copied the lore and we adapted it to a movie. So it went from writing to animation, and now because we're doing animations of animations, I don't think that we've changed the original enough.
I would be okay with them turning more old fairy tales and folk tales into movies.
And I think they should. And I think that they should do it. And honestly, I want to see more of like the grim fairy tales.
Yeah, I'd like.
That would be cool. But also remember that they're making things for like people that are like 1/3 our ages, and so there's not a market to make the grim fairy tale that's as lucrative as like children development animations.
But that's another problem in and of itself, because kids movies aren't like, they're treating them as less than human now. Like, they're not making them think, they're not teaching them anything,
No.
and they're bad for their development.
They are, but the kids are watching it, so
And they shouldn't be.
no, and that's for their parents to step in and say, hey, I'm not gonna incentivize this.
Yeah.
But I think that there's more than just like the surface of, hey, I don't like this animation. It's a trend.
It is.
It's a trend, and like all trends, it'll do its thing and hopefully move on.
Man, I hope so.
But if we can bring parachute pants back, we're bringing back crappy, childish animation. Just saying. You think that you like take a look and you're like, man, the stuff that we did back then weren't as cringy. You're wrong. It was just a little different.
Look, I fully admit that things back then were cringy. That was not the problem, though. And also, like...
Oh, thank God we were originally cringy. We didn't even make up an excuse as to why we thought it was a good idea. It was cringy as hell, but you know what? We did it first.
And also, like, all the good studios, like, the weird,
God,
interesting Disney movies, like Treasure Planet.
Well, remember that they fired a bunch of people due to, like, economic downfall, so...
Okay, but those movies were so much better than the princess ones.
And they were, the reason being because they had better, like, artist and storyteller director boards. It turns out that it's actually just cheaper and lucrative to have, like, I wouldn't say lesser artists, but yeah.
And DreamWorks movies stayed good for a lot longer than Disney did.
That's because Disney was like, we're not profit.
And Universal Studios stayed good for longer than Disney did.
So, it's unfortunate. It is. I don't want to be out of the loop on that one, but like, I understand that there's part of it does make sense. It's crappy, but it makes sense.
I wish they cared more about the customer they were making things for instead of the price it made is to make those things.
But I will also be the first one to say that adaptifying a movie due to like cultural changes and then being like, oh well, this story from so and so wasn't very culturally appreciated, so we should readapt it and make it more culturally woke, I guess. I don't have a better word.
Yeah.
I wish people would leave other people's stories alone.
I do too.
And I think that they can have those stories and have them be meaningful with their own characters.
Right, I'd be totally fine with them readapting old stories to actually like fit with the culture of these people they're trying to represent.
Yeah.
And not just, oh, we're changing the way they look and calling it good.
But I think the world's moving away from big box office corporations in all sectors.
Yeah.
AAA game studios are less pronounced as they were. I think we're seeing a lot more like indie game developers, which I love. I love the small team developments.
Oh, absolutely. And that also
I think that the stuff that they make is better than the AAA studios because it has a soul.
I was just gonna say, that's for the exact same reason. They care more about the money than they do about the people, and now everything is microtransactions, and you're not getting what you... Yes.
Not a full game.
Yeah, it's not worth it anymore. So people are turning away from it because it's not worth the money.
But I think in the long run, I think that that's beneficial for us as a society as a whole.
Yeah.
Because I think that we see more pronounced things. Like Valheim's one of those games. It was a pretty small development team that started making it. They're not like crazy well known, but they've made a game that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's enjoyable to play, and it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I have good news and bad news.
Oh no.
The good news is I know where the next copper node is. The bad news is it's on like the other side of
The
everything.
mountain.
It's way over here. Unless we can find one going through here. Yeah.
Oh goody.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not amazing.
No. Since copper nodes are boring, do you want to do that off stream and record it like we did the first time?
You know, I don't think that that's a bad idea. And then I think by the time we get back on, I think we'll be ship-shape to start our journey towards the Elder.
I think so too.
So, yeah, I think we end it here.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And thank everyone for stopping by and saying hi. Wiggles, appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
Really do. You've been awesome to have here. And we're going to be doing this every Wednesday at around noon, give or take some technical difficulties. And I look forward to talking with you again.
Yeah, and well, he'll be back on Wednesdays. I'll be back on Friday for Spiritfarer.
If you haven't checked that one out, I've seen some clips of it. I wouldn't say that I'm like super knowledgeable, but it's pretty cool. It's got some pretty in-depth, if you like storytelling,
Yeah, it's
then
very,
I think it's the perfect thing for you.
Mm-hmm. And we're still looking for suggestions for things to do on Mondays, since we finished Dust the other day.
So I think that's where we stop it. Everyone have an awesome day, and we will see you on the next stream.
What sort of games?
Oh darn. Pulling it with a real question. Holy crap.
A real question, yeah.
No, this is a good one. This one's a tough one too.
Yeah, man, we were just talking about showcasing free demos earlier today as maybe a filler thing, but I still think doing the Vampire Therapist game when I can afford it will be super fun.
What kind of genres do you think you're going for?
Well, I like a variety, so I don't want to pigeonhole myself, but
Like, would you be down for playing a scary game?
depending on the game.
Because, let me tell you, Outlast is a banger, but it is rough to play through on your own.
I mean, I can look into it. My biggest concern with... I feel like a lot of horror games are first person, and I am not looking to get, like, motion sickness midstream.
Definitely one to revisit and take a look at. Wiggles, if you have any suggestions of games that you want to get looked at, we're all ears.
Yeah, all ears. I think I have...
Lore-focused games are definitely fun.
Yeah, I like lore. I like storytelling. And the only absolute no is The Sims. And Overwatch.
Stay away from like the 5v5s,
Yeah.
first-person shooters.
Yeah.
There's so much to choose from. We live in a day and age where like I almost get upset that there's so many good games coming out right now
Right?
that it's so hard to just pick one.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We could do Alice Madness Returns. I haven't ever finished that, and haven't touched it in a while. That's already in my list.
Slime Rancher. Oh, it's so good.
It is good.
Slime Rancher is just one of those like you get lost.
That feels like a never-ending one. That feels like I could, like...
You could just keep doing it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like the
I don't-
perfect streaming game. Dude.
Until I get bored. Or everyone else
Do
does.
you really ever get bored of Slime Rancher? They're so cute.
That's why I never finished it.
Because you just never stop doing things.
Because I got bored with it.
You got bored? How did you do it, man?
It was before it had like a major update though. Like,
got another
yeah.
big one here.
Oh.
Oh god, it's one of these ones. This is one of the ones that they get you where it's like all cutesy vibes until it's not. Yes. oh my god.
I'll add it to the wish
that's
list
getting
to look
wish
at
list
later.
right there. It is not like I'm like very like the dark, bloody, gory humor or horror, not humor. Like I like scary games, I really do, but these ones, these mess with you.
We haven't even finished watching the Doki Doki playthrough.
We just started watching it because I was totally ignorant and like sideswiped it like it was like a Hoonie Pop dating sim, like not my thing at all. And we just started watching it, and it's very like it gets you.
Yeah, we haven't even reached the plot twist yet.
This would
You're
definitely
still in
be.
all the cutie
This
stuff.
would definitely be a big one. I don't know how Twitch works though with
You can mark it as a mature game or
mature game.
rated, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the TOS. This would definitely be a good one though. And it's on sale. It's kind of a sale. It's like a wannabe sale.
Oh my gosh, it's in a bundle with Doki Doki.
Did you play through both of them? Do we run it back for the cutesy horror games that like absolutely screw with you?
Finished it in a single stream.
So it's shorter.
Which means it would be a good filler.
Yeah. Well, it's a temporary filler. But
Yeah.
it's definitely one to look at. Maybe you look how many other games are like this. They're very cutesy, turned sour.
Oh man.
I'm gonna call them the Sour Patch games. Like
Reverse sour.
Reverse Sour Patch. You know, first they're sweet, then they're sour. Oh, it's definitely a really cool recommendation there, Wiggles.
I could also do Angels of Death again. That would probably be a single stream, but because it's shorter. That 9 hours of playtime, I played it twice. I'm not playing Baldur's Gate on stream.
Why not? I don't know if I've ever watched Baldur's Gate. I've heard really good things about it.
Dude, I got stuck in the first, like, main area. And it also took me, like, 3.5 hours to find out where the camp was. I just suck at that game.
It's a rough playtime there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already have the Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yes, I do. As you can see, I've only played 70 minutes of it. You would hate this.
I make fun of you for this game. This game right here. Yeah.
Grits is also on my list.
I remember reading or seeing like some of the trailers for Grizz.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a ton of games that you have to go through here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that there's ones that you haven't even thought about touching that would be really good.
No.
Portal's a good one. Portal's a fun playthrough.
Which I haven't started yet, so...
You've never played Portal? You haven't? But you have Portal... Hold on a minute. You have Portal 1 and 2, and none of them have any collective game time?
Yes.
You need to play those. No, they're so good. There's so many good things to say about Portal. It's a huge puzzle game, and...
I love puzzle games.
It's enjoyable. It really is. I can't believe you haven't played... You haven't played a single minute of them.
Nope.
You bought both of them.
Yep.
Those are full-price games, my dude.
They weren't when I bought them.
Oh God, I hope not. Look at that. Those are like those got to be like one of your next ones. They're so good.
Neither of us made it past the tutorial of this one, so that's not...
Tritamnesia is a tough one.
Yeah.
Undertale is another good one. Especially if you want, like,
Yeah, I know.
to tell a story. Is really good, but it's a tough one. It's hard.
As you can see, I never really got into it.
So...
But, one of my friends bought it for me, so I felt the need to try it. It is what it is.
So, and you're more than welcome to dip into any of the games that I've gotten over the years. Mine are a little more, like, hardcore.
Yeah, this has been on my wish list forever.
It's fun. It's fun. It's not too terribly difficult, like, as far as, like, battle mechanics. Factorio's another really... It's fun for me, because it's a logistics simulator.
Yeah, we looked at that. That's not...
But, like, Horizon Dawn is also really fun.
Yeah, the Horizon game.
But I don't really
fun.
play fun games. I play games that like spit on you and then tell you to do better.
I could do Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider's a good one. Subnautica playthrough is also really fun.
Yeah, and I still have like
It's such a cool
5 Assassin's Creed games. Like, we'll figure it out.
So something to think about. But yeah, any game recommendations if you really want to watch a playthrough of something.
Yeah.
Drop it in the chat, leave it for us, we'll go through it and
For sure. But with that, I think
that's it. I think we're calling it good and
yeah.
we'll be back to Valheim next Wednesday. Hopefully we get some stuff done and we'll be ready to fight the Elder. We're not gonna do that without y'all.
No, of course not.
So enjoy the day, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week.
Yeah, and
At
we'll
least
see you later.
for me, because I'm not gonna see you till Wednesday again.
Yeah.
And yeah. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.